So how to prove the theorem? We want to prove that a subset of R is connected if and only if for any two points in the set, every point in between that two points lie in the set. That means every intermediate points lies in the set. Okay? That is what we want to prove. So for proving the statement P implies the statement Q, it is enough if we prove, it is equivalent to prove that the negative of the statement Q implies negative of the statement P. That means in order to prove one statement P implies another statement Q, it is enough to prove if the statement Q is not true, then the statement P is also not true. Okay? So we are approaching this to prove this theorem in both sides, because it's a necessary and sufficient condition. Okay, so we call it the statement P and this is the statement Q. So to prove P implies Q, we prove Q minus Q implies minus Q. Minus Q. So what is minus Q? The statement Q is not true. That is minus Q. That means this is not true. So the statement says that for any 2 points x, y in E, here there is an assumption x less than y. Okay? And z is less such that x less than z less than y, z belongs to E. That is not true means there are points x, y and z such that x is less than z less than y, x and y belong to E, but z is not in E. So if that statement is not true, what we can say, that is, so assume Q is not true. That is, there exists x, y, z such that x less than y, x less than z less than y, x and y belonging to E, but z is not in E. Z is not in E. So this is what we have. If we assume the statement Q is not true, we have 3 points in 3 real numbers satisfying this condition. Okay? So see, we have 3 real numbers, x is some point, z is some point, y is some point, satisfying this condition. Both x and y, they belong to E, but z is not an element of E. Okay? So now what we want to get, if Q is not true, we want to prove that P also cannot be true. So our aim is to get P is not true. So we prove P is not true. That is, we want to get E is not connected. E is not connected. Now how to prove E is not connected? So you can see that it is easy to prove a set is connected than to prove, it's easy to prove a set is not connected than to prove the set is connected, because in order to get the set is not connected, it is enough to get 2 separated subsets. Their union is E. Okay? So this is easy. This is easy part. So E is not connected, that we want to establish. Okay? So in order to get E is not connected, we have to write E as the union of 2 sets A and B, which are separated sets. Okay? We have to write E as the union of 2 subsets of E, A and B, such that A intersection B closure and A closure intersection B is empty. In that way we have to write. And that is also again easy, because we can do this by considering our element Z. Okay, so we have some element Z in R which is not in E. So what we are doing is, we divide the set E into 2 parts. What are they? Those points of E which are less than Z, so which falls in this part, and those points of E which falls above Z, which is greater than Z. So that is set B. So So we divide the elements of E into two sets. Those points which are less than Z and those points which are greater than Z. And since Z is not a point of E, so we will cover all the points of E. Okay. So we define the sets A and B. So let A is equal to, we can express that by writing E intersection minus infinity Z or any other way. So we write A as the intersection of E and minus infinity Z open. And B is taken as E intersection with Z plus infinity. Z plus infinity. As Z is not a member of E, this will imply E is the union of A and B. E is equal to union of A and B. And of course, A is non-empty, B is non-empty because X is in A, Y is in B. So X belongs to A, Y belongs to B, implies A and B are non-empty. Okay, there is a correction in the definition of connected sets. While defining connected sets, we have to say that E is connected if E cannot be expressed as a union of two non-empty separated sets. Otherwise, we can take one of the sets empty. Okay, so we avoid the trivial case. Okay, so if E is separate, if E is connected, then E cannot be expressed as a union of two non-empty separated sets. So that in that way we have to define. Okay. So these two sets are non-empty and their union is equal to E. Now another point we have to establish their closures. A closure intersection B, whether it is empty or not, and A intersection B closure is empty or not. Now what about A closure? You can see that A is a subset of minus infinity Z. So that A closure cannot be above Z. So it should be contained in the semi-open minus infinity closed Z. Okay, closure should be a part of this. Similarly, B is contained in Z infinity. So B closure is contained in closed Z. Okay, so that A intersection B closure. Okay, if we consider A intersection, A is contained in minus infinity Z, this open segment, and B closure is contained in semi. So anyway, they cannot intersect at all. So this is empty. This is because due to this. Okay, so sure, A and B are separated sets. They are non-empty. Their union is E. So that means what? E is not connected. And that established one part. Okay, we have proved if Q is not true, then P is also cannot be true. So that completes one part of the result. Okay. Now we want to prove the converse part. Again, by negation, consider the negation of the state. So in order to prove Q, so this will imply P implies prove P implies Q. So now we have to prove Q implies P. And for that we prove minus P implies minus. That is, we assume P is not. That is what? E is not connected. Okay, E is not connected. To prove Q is not. So this is our way. We have to get Q is not. That means what? We have to find 3 points x, y and z such that x less than z less than y, x and y are elements of E, but z is not an element of E. So that we have to find out 3 points like that. Okay, so that we can achieve from this. Our assumption is E is not connected. So E is not connected implies what? This implies E is the union of two non-empty separated sets. Okay, this implies A is equal to A union B, where A intersection B closure and A closure intersection B are empty. A and B are subsets of B. It's clear from that. Okay, so this we have A closure intersection. So for 3 points we have to obtain. So we choose 1 point from A and 1 point from B. Okay, so we choose X in A, Y in B. Okay, as their closures satisfy this condition, X and Y cannot be equal. Okay, so then it's not equal to Y. So we assume X is strictly less than Y. Without loss of generality, we can assume X less than Y. Otherwise, Y less than X. Only 3 satisfied. What is it? Law of trichotomy. So either X is equal to Y, or X less than Y, or X greater than Y. Okay? So this is by assumption X is not equal to Y. So either X less than Y or Y less than X. So if X less than Y, we can do whatever we are going to do. If Y is less than X, we just replace Y by X and just interchange them. Okay. So assume X less than Y. Okay. So our aim is to get some point in between X and Y. And then here we have real line. We have some point X, and this is your Y. Okay. Now we want to get some point inside X and Y. Some point inside X and Y. Okay. So for getting that point, we just consider those. If this X is in A, Y is in B, that does not imply that all points in X lie in less than Y, or all points in B lie greater than X. Okay, that doesn't mean that. Many points here or there, we arbitrarily chosen some points X in A and some points Y in B with the property X less than Y. Maybe, okay, some points of A may fall in this part, some points of B may also fall in this part. That is not ruled out here. Okay, so what we are doing is we just consider the interval X. Okay, so in that interval, we consider those elements in A. So we consider the elements in A which lies in the interval X, Y. Of course, at least one point is there, X. Okay, there may be more points there. Anyway, Y is not in A. So Y is not a point there. Okay, so we consider A intersection X, Y. There. Now we consider the supremum of, because we are assuming X less than Y, the supremum of this set will be a point A. May be equal to Y or also cannot be equal to Y, that we will establish. So will be some point here. So we call it Z is the supremum of A intersection X, Y. So consider all points in A which belong to the interval X, Y and take the supremum. And you can see that this supremum, this points is strictly less than Y because they cannot be equal to Y. And the supremum also strictly less than Y, we can argue, because supremum of a set belongs to its closure. Okay, so Z must be a point in A closure. As A closure intersection B is empty, it cannot be a point of B. Okay, so this implies Z is not a point of B, and that implies Z is not equal to Y. Z is not equal. So that we can. So Z is a number strictly less than Y. Okay. So if there is a possibility this Z can be a point of A, then Z may be a point of A, or Z may not be. So supremum of a set may not be a point of the set. Okay. So if Z is not a point of A, what happens? Z is that means we have two choices that we can list. Z belongs to A or Z does not belong to A. If Z does not belong to A, then Z does not belong to A union B, which is equal to A. Okay, so we have proved the theorem because in this case Z is a number strictly greater than X, less than Y. Okay, greater than Y is because of supremum. X is there in this connection. Supremum of this connection is greater than or equal to point X. So if Z is not a point of A, then Z cannot be equal to X. Okay? That means Z is strictly greater than X. Z is an upper bound. So Z is strictly greater than X, and Z is not a point of B implies Z is not Y, and Z is strictly less than Y. So what we have is Z is a point in between X and so then X less than Z less than Y. They are not equal. That means we have some point X in E, Y in E, Z satisfying this relation, but Z is not in E. So it proves the theorem. In this case, okay, which case? The case Z is not in E. Now if Z is in A, we have some trouble. If Z is in A, we cannot get Z as an element of Z not an element of A. We want to get some element which is not in E but lies in between X and Y. But here our choice is an element of A. What happens? So if Z is an element of A, we are finding some point Z1 such that which is not in A, which is not in B,